Greetings. So take a moment and reflect on your relationships at work, at home, and at play. And ask yourself, how much does the dynamic of I'm right, you are wrong play out in these relationships? And be honest. And take a moment and maybe pause the video for a second and reflect on these two questions. So I think that many of us are challenged by this dynamic in our face-to-face conversations, phone calls, emails, text messages, and the like. And I think that perhaps consciously or unconsciously, we may not only feel the need to be right, but again, consciously or unconsciously, we need to make the other person feel bad or wrong in some way. So consider these three dynamics where one's needing to be right affects the energy, the dynamics of the relationship. So I've always considered myself to be a root cause kind of coach or individual. So no one is born behaving inappropriately. When one is behaving inappropriately, my curiosity is, when did one first begin to behave inappropriately? What's underneath their behaving badly today or in this moment, this week, this month, this year? What are some of the circumstances around early childhood development in our formative years that created this compulsion to be right? So consider these instances that may occur in our developmental years, and probably more than once, that contribute to this root cause of needing to be right. So I think you get the picture. And then the question becomes, what's underneath our need to be right? So the culprit here is our ego personality. It wants to feel strong and safe and secure, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically. And when the shoe is on the other foot, we experience the feeling of being wrong, and our ego personality reacts, and we feel fearful and stupid, bad, insecure, deficient, lacking, diminished, small, and/or invisible. The deal is that somebody always has to lose in this win-lose dynamic. And needing to win or experiencing being wrong, we find ourselves enmeshed in interpersonal relationships characterized by mistrust, conflict, competition, separation, frustration, anger, or sadness, all based on fear. So there is a solution for this dynamic, but understand that it's simple, but it's not easy. And that solution is to choose not to live in a world of polarity, right or wrong, good or bad, but to live in a world of inclusion, both and, not either or. So the challenge for our ego personality is to find a way to transcend the personal win-lose dynamic and focus on our commonalities. In the world of the ego, it's all about being separate and independent, win-lose, I versus you. In the world of commonality, community and inclusion. It's all about you and me, win-win. It's about we. So this inquiry, this exploration is hard, challenging for lots of folks. It's challenging for lots of folks that I know. It's challenging for my clients initially. And even now, it's challenging for me. There are times when I'd rather be right than happy. So we're all works in progress. And as we move forward, just see how you feel about this notion of we versus I versus you. And take a minute to pause and just reflect on these 3 questions. This compelling urge to be right not only disrupts the harmony in our relationships, but often leads us away from a path of happiness and fulfillment, whether in the warmth of our family living room, within the competitive spheres of our working environment, or within casual debates among our friends. The desire to assert our correctness at all costs reveals a deeper and more complex story about our psychological and emotional landscape. So beginning in early childhood, our societal and family structures often unknowingly equate being right with being valuable, inadvertently setting the stage for a lifetime of seeking validation through correctness. To transcend this need and foster a culture of understanding and respect, my approach is to engage in a deep introspective journey. Questions for self-reflection can serve as a valuable tool in this journey, enabling us to untangle our deep-seated reasons, maybe excuses, for clinging to being right. Engaging in such an exercise is not about fostering self-judgment, but about nurturing self-awareness and growth. It's about recognizing that our need to be right often masks deeper vulnerabilities and insecurities. By acknowledging this, we can begin to cultivate a more empathetic, understanding approach to our interactions, one that values connection and harmony over the fleeting satisfaction of being right. So I might suggest that you allow each of your interactions at work, at home, at play, in the world as an opportunity to challenge yourself, to prioritize happiness, understanding, and empathy over the compulsion to prove your point. You may find that this shift not only improves your relationships, but aligns you closer to true joy, happiness, and inner peace. The choice between being right and being happy is not just a matter of preference, but a profound decision about the values you wish to embody and the legacy you aim to leave behind.